So today we're going to talk about Nathan Thompson and how I know that he is not a flat earther. This is the conspirator mind. Let's get into it. I've been looking into this whole flat earth thing for a couple of weeks now. Having watched a few YouTube videos supporting the flat earth and a few more debunking it, I found it interesting to consider what would make a mind so convinced of an idea that it refuted all scientific evidence to the contrary. I fully expected to see a certain level of intellectual challenge in the group, but I was not prepared for the levels the founder and moderators would go to in an effort to keep any scientific arguments, even the most basic ones, out of the group. The immediate response to any person giving scientifically sound and peer-reviewed information is immediately being shouted down and threatened with a mute and boot from the moderators. If this sounds like a familiar tactic, don't worry. We're going to be talking about this soon. But even that isn't really what's going on here, and we'll be talking about that as well. So strap in. Let's get going. I'm not going to debate the reality of your universe. You feel free to believe in flat earth or globe earth as you see fit. I'm here to talk about the tactics of the flat earth thumpers, specifically a guy by the name of Nathan Thompson. See, I went into this having no clue who this person was or the tactics he uses. My first introduction was somebody telling me about his effort to approach children in a playground, yelling at them to take his flyers, while the teachers quickly shuttled the children away from him.
Check it out.
Now, imagine the backlash if any religious organization used this tactic.
Hey guys, check this out.
We can all name one or two that are pushy to the point of coming to your door and refusing to leave, but to go after children in a school playground, that was a real head turner for me. What kind of mind would think this was okay? Worse still, what kind of mind would record it and upload it as a proud flat earth moment? Where had I seen behavior like this before?
Hey guys, the earth is flat. Large bodies of water don't curve. Hey, the earth is flat. They're lying to the kids. Large bodies of water don't curve. So if we live on a ball that's mostly water, the water would have to curve. So I'm an activist from California. I got arrested last week for telling kids the earth is flat.
As I continued my foray into his flat earth discussion page on Facebook, I noticed another alarming trend. The rules on the group were designed to specifically eliminate the introduction of any scientific peer-reviewed studies or data. If you didn't collect the data or do the experiment personally, then it was considered fake. Except, of course, the claims that flat earthers make. Those were acceptable in any form, which ended up being in meme form for the most part. No scientific evidence presented by a flat earther, which usually takes the form of a picture claiming to debunk a globe earth through a lack of horizontal curve, or being able to see too much of an object over the horizon, may be challenged. Even though science specifically says anecdotal evidence is not to be trusted. Simply pointing out that that poster didn't account for or even include his observation heights results in getting spammed with memes. There's no debate here. There's no discussion here. There is little more than claims of straw manning and other debate fallacies while doing exactly that. Now, don't ever make the mistake of using the word gravity. This is an almost immediate boot, but if the flat earth model was able to stand on its own, then why the harsh tactics to keep common sense and reality out of the group? Look how most religions and cults operate. If your beliefs cannot withstand an outside perspective or clear, concise questioning, then the only choice you have is to make sure those questions don't make it to your disciples in fear of them starting to think for themselves. These are proven tactics to keep a group of people under your control. Many conversations go like this. Hey, globetard, the earth is flat, prove me wrong. Okay, Here's a photo from the ISS showing a globe Earth. That's fake, false, Photoshop. We all know NASA is the evil entity trying to enslave the entire human race. Everything they say is lies. But to what end? What would that accomplish? What would be the point in doing that? It would be very expensive to even do that. Like, how many people would have to be in on that conspiracy to get away with it? That just boggles the mind. It makes no sense. Message from founder Nathan Thompson. Provide first-hand evidence of having seen this globe yourself or you will be booted. So yeah, basically what we're looking at here is isolate your disciples and keep them under your control. Sound familiar? Now, what else do all cults need? Well, a figurehead that shows deep passion and a strong stance. A person whose confrontational personality causes others to cower to his will. This person may not be the real leader, but themselves also being used to the same end. So in steps Nathan Thompson. He's certainly confrontational. He displays an immense amount of passion, and he is the right age to sway those in their impressionable years. But let's look a little closer. Let's look at some of his claims. There is no clear foundation in physics for what he is claiming, but he can spin a good word salad to confuse those under him. I will defer to Simon Dan, FTFE, Team Skeptic for debunks if you wish to look them up. But if Nathan Thompson were a real flat earther, I think he'd do a better job of sticking to his narrative. See, the problem is he can't seem to do that. He seems more the type that wants to stand on a soapbox and yell almost anything. As long as people are looking at him, he's happy. No better than a streaker running across the field at a football game. So what you get is a low-intelligence narcissist. Somebody who craves the spotlight but lacks any real intellect to make himself unique. Somebody who, in life, scares normal people away, making him a loner. Scouring the internet, seeking relevance, he stumbles onto a flat earth group where he learns that if he shouts just the right words, he will be accepted. It's perfect for him. He can yell things that make no sense, and people love him for it. He gets the attention he craves, and Flat Earth gets their dancing monkey boy to keep their disciples entertained. It's a win-win, as long as we keep science out of it. But here's the real question. Why? Why all of this? Well, what is it that most religions and cults are really after? Is it control? Well, yeah, control as a means to an end. The end being money. Losing disciples results in losing money. I can only imagine the amount of money there is to be had in flat earthing. Between Patreon supporters, merchandising, conventions. I suspect being a flat earther is quite expensive. If the amount of money being contributed to the debunking community is any indication, then flat earth is big business. The sad part is that they're preying on people's conspiratorial tendencies and on people who lack the ability to think for themselves. Both can be quite debilitating states, and flat earth is there to suck them in and suck their money up. It's a scam, a cult, and people are getting hurt. But Nathan Thompson doesn't care. He feeds off the attention. He loves the attention. As long as he gets to play the big bad monkey boy, he's happy. And his handlers, they're cashing in big time. Almost sounds like TV evangelists.
Later, guys. Have a good day. Research flat Earth. Kids in the van. That was a Newport News bus. If any of you trolls out there want to call them and say, there's a crazy guy with a dog telling people the earth is flat. Oh my gosh. How you doing, guys? We got some kids out here. It's gonna get interesting.